When we think about sobriety, it's so easy to just picture it as, well, not doing something, right? But what if we completely reframed that? What if we started seeing it as building something? Something strong, intentional, and designed to last. In this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look at sobriety as an act of construction, an architecture you design for your life, one choice at a time. Okay, this quote right here, it's the perfect place to start because it just shatters a huge misconception. So many of us think of relapse as this single catastrophic event, a sudden failure. But the reality? It's usually much, much quieter than that. It's a slow drift, a series of small, unattended moments that just build and build. And that leads to this crucial point. Relapse isn't some failure of willpower, it's a consequence. It's what happens when we stop paying attention, when we let our awareness just slip away. Now, thinking about it this way is incredibly empowering because it puts the focus back on something we can actually control, our attention. So, how do we hold on to that awareness? Well, we start by building a really strong external structure around ourselves. Think of it like a kind of scaffolding that gives us support when we need it most. And this is all about the tangible, daily actions we can take. Now, here's what's so interesting. Those uncomfortable feelings we all get, they aren't the enemy here. They're actually signals. They're telling us something. And the choice we face is, do we ignore them and let them just sit there until we fall back into old, familiar patterns, or do we address them head on and turn what feels like a moment of weakness into a chance to build brand new strength? And yeah, here are some of the big ones: stress, boredom, pain, loneliness. I mean, they might seem simple, but these are incredibly powerful forces. The very first step in building up that defense is to just name them, to acknowledge, okay, I'm feeling lonely right now, without judging it and without letting it run the show. And this shows you the really practical side of that scaffolding. Look, these aren't complicated, glamorous acts. They're simple, consistent routines that create stability. When you plan your day, when you get your body moving, you leave way less empty space for those wandering, unattended thoughts that can lead you off track. This is the real day-to-day groundwork. And listen, a huge piece of that external structure, it's people. Isolation is one of the biggest dangers in recovery because that's where our thoughts can get twisted and amplified. Staying connected to a community, to friends, to people who hold you accountable, that gives you a perspective and a kind of support that you just can't build on your own. Okay, so we've talked about the external scaffolding. Now let's move from the outside in. Once that outer structure starts to feel solid, the real work begins inside, changing not just what we do, but our automatic responses, our entire mindset. Let's talk about this because this is a big one. That moment of craving hits. Man, it can feel like you've already done something wrong, right? Like you're already failing. But is that actually true? The answer? A hard no. It's not. A craving isn't a moral failure. It's just data. That's it. It's a signal from your body or your mind that something needs your attention. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you're lonely. The craving itself isn't the real problem. It's just the messenger. The real power is in what you do next. And this is where that rewiring really happens. The old pattern was almost automatic. Feel overwhelmed, reach for a drink. The new path? That involves a conscious choice. Instead of running from that feeling, you actively replace the old habit with something constructive. And every single time you choose the run, or the phone call, or even just sitting with that discomfort, you are literally carving out a new path in your brain. You're building strength. So this leads us to this really beautiful way of thinking about the mind. If our daily actions are the scaffolding and our responses are the wiring, then our overall mental state, well, it's like a garden. And just like any garden, it needs constant intentional care. It really is this simple. What you focus on grows. So if you're constantly watering the weeds, dwelling on old stories, regrets, self-doubt, guess what? That's what's going to take over. But if you intentionally choose to nurture the flowers, practicing gratitude, getting curious, setting goals, you're going to cultivate a completely different inner landscape. This isn't magic, it's just intentional gardening. All right, so let's pull all of these threads together. We've got our external scaffolding, our internal wiring, and our mental garden. So how does this massive construction project actually get built? Well, it's not in big, grand gestures. It's in the small, daily, moment-to-moment process. And honestly, this is the single most important takeaway. It's not about this huge, intimidating goal of being sober forever. It's about winning the next minute. That's it. It's just a continuous series of small, humble choices that reinforce the structure you're so carefully building. Every single decision to stay the course adds another brick to that foundation. So you see, all the power isn't in some far-off future or in trying to change the past. It's right here. It's in this present moment. The blueprints are in your hands. The choice is always yours. So the only question left is, what will you build with your next